Football season. I can hear it now. The roar of the stadium. The crack of the net. And the buzzing of drones. Yes, thanks to the FIFA World Cup, we're starting to see some of the largest anti-drone operations in history for public sporting events. FIFA is being used as the impetus to roll this tech out, and for the first time ever, U.S. state and local level law enforcement will be operating anti-drone surveillance. Drone first responders in kinetic counter drones for World Cup matches. Do you know what any of this stuff is? Well, keep watching and we'll explain it all. But first, let's start by understanding how we got here. In May of 2026, the FBI Assistant Director Devin Kowalski said,
"Every major public gathering, from a World Cup match to an America 250 celebration, is now a drone environment."
And the legal pretext for this was set up by the National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, signed into law December 2025. Part of this act was the Safer Skies Act, which gave the state and local authorities the authority to conduct anti-drone operations or to take your drone down if they need to. All they'll need to do is take a 2-week anti-drone course taught by the FBI. Cities are getting the funding they need to do this. This is a coordinated rollout of this technology. FEMA granted almost $1 billion to enhance security, cybersecurity, and emergency response, and of course, drone technology. Partially through the FIFA World Cup grant program, which is very interesting that FIFA is part of this, allowing state and local officials to fund operational exercises and increase police and first responder presence. It's kind of strange that a soccer organization is funding public security. That's very, very strange. Here are the different cities that this technology are going to be rolled out to in one way or the other. You can see these are 11 major U.S. cities, and this type of tech is now going to become commonplace at major public sporting events. So now that we have the legal pretext and know where the money is coming from, let's actually look at this cool drone tech that's going to keep us super safe. So you are managing security for a sporting event, and the first thing you need to do is you need to be able to identify unknown drones on your turf. Like, yo, what's up, drones? So Sentry CS is one of the most popular solutions in use. It even runs in 70% of US host cities. It landed a major contract. Here we go. US Sentry CS lead Jason Moore told it has contracts with about 70% of the US states that are set to hold FIFA events this year. Well, that might be because this is such an awesome system. I mean, it's a portable system. It consists of radars, which can be set up in about 5 minutes. And the company claims it can detect drones within 6 miles, within seconds. So how does it work? Well, it listens for drone communication signals, and it's able to isolate the target drone which at that point can detect its serial number and where the operator is sending signals from, and also where the drone is pointed and where its home location is. And then the system can trick the target drone into saying, "I am the captain now," and it gets it to disconnect and takes it over. Then it can be flown to a safe location. Fascinating stuff here. So if you are wanting to fly your drone in public areas or at public sporting events, it might just get taken over, and there will be consequences for that. Okay, so you've identified enemy drones on your turf. Next, you need to get eyes on the situation with your first responder drones. These are super quick drones that rush to a location before humans have the chance to get around. We all know how difficult it is getting around stadiums. D-Drone, acquired by police tech giant Axon in 2024, who also make body cameras and a bunch of police surveillance software, are also now making drone as first responder technology by acquiring D-Drone. So these drones are meant to arrive far before police officers or other emergency responders can. They fly around. I mean, imagine walking your way through 30 flights of stairs in a stadium. No, this drone could get there so much faster, and that's what they do. And you'll see a few things here. One, you'll see that there's thermal footage. I mean, these drones are hooked up. So this is not just Axon. It's a collaboration with this other company called Skydio. for drone first responders. Now, this Skydio X10 is a pretty badass drone. It can fly at speeds of 45 miles an hour, has a maximum flight time of 40 minutes, and can transmit at a range of 7.5 miles, and even after that can run off 5G cellular connection. I mean, this thing can't stop, won't stop. It's also water resistant. It's outfitted with 6 navigation cameras, 2 video cameras, and even a thermal sensor. So you can't hide from this thing. It's also got a telephoto lens that can zoom in and read a license plate from 800 feet in the air. And it's also, of course, outfitted with Edge AI chips, so it's able to fly on its own without being controlled. So this whole D-drone solution stack enables the live video from drones to be collected and integrated into evidence capture systems right alongside body camera footage, and it also can be fused into real-time crime centers. So this is just another important component of the encroaching surveillance state. And so how much are these drones, you ask? Well, in Seattle, it's stated that they come at a price tag of $15,600 per piece. Surveillance never felt so premium. So now you know where the drone's at, and you gotta take it down. So how do you do that? Well, most US cities are turning to a company called Fortem Technologies for their kinetic counter-drone solution called Drone Hunter. This is a drone that eats other drones for breakfast. It's a drone interceptor hexcopter that captures rogue drones with a net in midair. That's pretty cool. It includes a special radar system which can detect and track drones, and this system is almost autonomous. As soon as it detects unknown drones in the airspace, all the operator has to do is press a single button. These things launch out from a command and control center. The door is open and it goes exactly to where it needs to go. And then when it gets to its target drone, another button push will let it shoot out the net and capture the drone. Now these are huge hexcopters, weighing about 40 pounds apiece and able to tow other drones. It can carry another drone that's up to 13 pounds in weight. It's also been upgraded to apparently intercept Russian and Iranian drones that we've been seeing in the Iran war, which can travel, these other drones can travel anywhere from 80 to 115 miles an hour. So although Drone Hunter has not publicly stated how fast their drones go, you'd have to think it goes at similar speeds to be able to catch up with those. Absolutely wild. So this is a list of all the technology that is around, even if you're not aware of it. The next time you go to a public sporting match, UFC, FIFA World Cup, just know that these things are out there keeping you safe, and also maybe making you feel a little bit creeped out, like me. This seems like it's far too much surveillance in the air, and it seems like we're heading down a slippery slope to drones being commonplace in police operations and mass surveillance. Now, well, what about the fines for people who test the boundaries of these public sporting events and fly their drones? This has been happening for a while. In 2024, the FAA established fines up to $75,000 if you fly drones in a protected airspace like a public sporting event, and they can revoke your drone and pilot certificates. So now the local authorities have the ability to seize, disable, and even destroy your drones that if they pose a credible threat. And repeat offenders can be sent to prison for up to 5 years. Any felony involving a drone will double the imprisonment. So there you have it. This is going to be an operation at every major sporting event with lots of people. This doesn't make me feel safer, but it's okay. I've never been a big sports guy anyway. I guess I'll play sports at home. What about you?